This is Iceman from SAS Wooodsball Canada. I'm here with Deep and Andrew of Georgina Paintball, and we've had ourselves a pretty awesome day of some woodsball out here for the icicle thrust.
Yeah, Operation Icicle Thrust. This is our second winter game. Last year was our first game, and you know, we had some mixed results, but this year we were very fortunate. The weather really helped out a lot. We had some great participation from some great teams, SAS of course, and Warhounds. Plus we have a pretty substantial core of regular clientele. This is our 10th year that we've been open, so you know, we're starting to really grow, and we're really starting to become a bit of a destination, certainly in the northern part of York region for paintball.
Very good. Now, I was out on the field and everything, and frankly, I'm very impressed. You have quite an extensive setup here, especially for this area.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. You know, this location here in Pefferla has been a paintball field since the early 80s, and we took over operations. This will be our 4th year here. Before, we used to be on Highway 48 in Baldwin with a much smaller facility, but when the opportunity came to purchase this field, you know, it had been sitting abandoned for about 12 years.
Yeah,
and it had been quite the outlaw field, actually, and you know, based on the money we made turning all the empty beer bottles into the brewers retail, we could tell that it was quite a popular spot in its time. But you know, when Deep had the opportunity to open this up, you know, we invested a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort into bringing it up to probably what it was back in its heyday in the 80s. And you know, we're investing a lot. We've put in some substantial renovations up in the front end, and you know, slowly we're working on building the back end, the playing field, you know, the meat and potatoes to the operation. We're trying to bring that up, and you know, obviously it takes time, it takes money, and we're trying to strike that balance between what we can provide for players, and then obviously we need the players in order to make that kind of investment.
Of course, and I saw that you also, one very nice thing that I liked is that you guys have an extremely well-stocked pro shop, especially for a field out in this kind of remote area here.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, as I said, this is our 10th year, and we've started to develop a pretty loyal following. And one of the biggest complaints that a lot of the players up in this area have is that, you know, especially with the age group, they don't always have that opportunity to drive down to Toronto, to drive down to Oshawa, or drive down to Markham or Richmond Hill to get to some of the more well-established pro shops. You know, so we had the space, we have the interest, we had the opportunity, so we again invested a significant amount of capital into making sure that, you know, we can keep a well-stocked pro shop, so that when players come up and, you know, they've rented a couple of times and they go, wow, I like this is a great sport, maybe I want to make a bit of an investment. So what we do is we make sure that we have stuff for low-end, middle, and high-end stuff, and this will be our second summer with the pro shop here in this location, and you know, it's starting to catch on.
Well, excellent. Clearly, you guys have got a winning formula here. Now, I'm just curious, what are you guys plans for the next year? Like, what big games have you got coming up?
Well, we do one big game every year. We call it Canadian Infection. It's going to be our 5th year this year. It'll be held here, and it's going to be mid-July, probably the 15th of July.
15th of July.
And you know, we try and do at least 3 or 4 big games a year. You know, we're not quite where we want to be yet with some of the more established fields in Ontario, but we're working on it. You know, you know, we like to do our homework. We've been to Paintball Mirabel, we've visited a number of fields in Ontario, and you know, we're I wouldn't say a copycat, but what we're doing is, I think the term is best practice. So we go to the other fields, we see what we like, we see what they do really well, and if it works for us, then we'll incorporate that. So we have Canadian Infection in July. You know, here today we just had Winter Warfare 2, and then we'll probably plan on a couple of big games. That's right, we also do a big Halloween game. You know, we figure once guys get to that certain age, it's a little awkward to dress up and go trick-or-treating. So we say, you know what, get dressed up, come here, play some paintball, have a great day. So Pumpkin King was our 2nd anniversary.
And we had the biggest number.
Yeah, we had a great attendance for Pumpkin King as well. And then we're going to try and do, like we usually do, like a season opener, sort of late April. We sort of tied around, like last year we did like an Easter egg hunt sort of themed game for around Easter. But we try and cater to the owner and to the scenario player, but we also do a lot in the way of first time players, because unlike a lot of other fields that are more established, because we're newer, we're still trying to cultivate paintball players in this region. A lot of people have to drive pretty far to come here and play. What we're trying to do is we're trying to build up the new paintball player. So we do a lot of things with birthday parties, and we also run a really great summer camp program. This year will be our 3rd year of summer camp.
Yep.
The first year we tried it, I came to Deep with this idea and said, Deep, I want to run a summer camp for you. And Deep sort of scratched his head and said, maybe yes, maybe no. And we tried it, and it was kind of embarrassing, but we had like 5 people show up.
6 people.
Well, we had 6.
And
the
one
first day of the camp,
One quit.
the kid got hit so many times, he's like, okay, I'm done. So we very quickly went from 6 to 5. But you know what? We're so appreciative. All of those 5 guys, they stuck it out for the whole week. We had a great time. And what was really good about it is we had a real opportunity to do some one-on-one stuff, really work on some skills, really work on some basics. Out of those 5 guys, we hired 2 guys as referees, and the other 3 guys have come back and been pretty regular players. Now, our second summer,
60.
we ended up doing 16 people.
60.
Sorry, 60 people. So we ran a number of camps, and it turned out really well, because we started developing not only new players, but we would get kids that would come, 1 week, and they're like, wow, this was awesome. Can I come for another week? We're like, sure, yeah, you can come. And we had, had about
120 last year.
Yeah, last summer we had 120 kids come to camp. Of that 120, I would say at least 30 of them had been to camp the previous summer. And of that 120, I would say that probably, we're looking at doubling it this summer.
We're talking about 500 kids this year.
Yeah, that's our plan, is to have 500 kids.
The biggest thing is the Georgina Township.
We've partnered with the Georgina Township, which is Keswick, Sutton, Pefferla, and Eudora. That's sort of the Georgina Township. And the name is out there now. We're at every Christmas parade. We're at every fall fair. And the name's out there, all the home shows. And the town has finally said, wow, these guys have got something good going on. It's a great game. It's not like when you go to a ski trip and there's like 2 or 3 kids with a broken collarbone, 1 or 2 kids with a broken arm. Like, kids come and play paintball. At the end of the day, all they've got are these big smiles on their faces, maybe 1 or 2 bruises, but nothing horrible. But people are catching on, and the township has bought in, and they're supporting us. They're going to include us in their big flyer. So that means we're going to be hitting every public school in the north part of York region. And like Deep said, we're looking at about 500 kids. 500 new paintball players, which, for the industry, I think it's a great thing.
That's an amazing thing. And when about do you guys do the summer camp? Do you do it multiple times over the summer, or just one shot?
We run 4 weeks this year. 4 weeks this year. So we'll run 3 weeks in July, and we'll run 3 weeks in August. And it's a great program, because now that we're in our 4th year of doing it, we've got our whole program laid out now. So that one of the things we added last year was we added an overnight, which was so popular, because now what we can do is, these guys, they go onto these websites and they go onto YouTube, they see all these cool videos about guys playing like night paintball and low light paintball. Well, now with the sleepover, we can offer that for them, because for us, we're still a small operation. For us to do like a night game, logistically, we just don't have the infrastructure to offer that. But at the summer camp, we do. So you can imagine what it's like when you've got 30 or 40 guys who have just spent the whole week playing paintball, and then on a Thursday night you have like this low light paintball. It's awesome. We got a campsite that's just over there, so the kids bring their tents, they camp. Lake Simcoe is about less than 2 kilometers to the north of us here, so we do some shuttle runs. We do like a beach day. The kids go swimming in Lake Simcoe. We have a barbecue. It's it's a great sort of that's right, we even do a movie night too.
Movie night. We play a movie until everybody goes to sleep on a big projector screen TV. until probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and then all the kids goes to sleep.
Yeah. So it's a great week because what we'll do is in that whole week we cover things like how to service your marker. So many times you come to these big games and you played today, so you heard it yourself. How many times do you hear like marker stops? Why? Because a lot of these guys, they just don't know, wait a minute, you have to lubricate a marker for it to work, right? When you're 12 and 13 years old, you just don't get that. So by coming to the camp, they get to learn how to care for their gear. We teach them how to do the buddy system, so you don't have 20 guys running around by themselves in the woods. They actually start to partner up and buddy up. So someone's watching your back, someone's covering, someone's moving. We're not hardcore combat training, but it's enough so that the guys go from being like a total newbie that just doesn't know what's going on, and then in 1 week they're ready to take on anything. They're ready to play any big game. They can go up against anyone that they meet on a paintball field because they've got that confidence, because they've played for a whole week, 5 days in a row of shooting, taking shots, moving. They know the field like the back of their hand. It's a huge confidence boost for them.
That's excellent. Now, in regards to the location, what's your address here again?
We're at 255-79 Weirs Side Road, which is a bit of a mouthful. So the easy way to remember it is we're just off of Highway 48, between Lake Ridge Road, which runs up from Durham region, from Eudora, and Highway 48 is Markham Road in Markham. So if you just head north off Markham Road, it'll turn into Highway 48. Hang a right at Sutton, just past Virginia, you look for Weirs Side Road and turn south, and we're about a kilometer. Yeah, 3/4 of a kilometer south of Highway 48. So we're 45 minutes from Markham?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, under an hour from Toronto.
Yeah.
And we pull people from as far east as Lindsay. Today we had people from Guelph and Kitchener. We've had guys. Last summer we had a kid at summer camp who lives in Belgium.
Belgium, yeah. Honest to God, he lived in Belgium and he was here for summer camp.
His mom's a diplomat, so he goes to an English school in Belgium, but he comes here and he comes to camp.
He's coming back. He's coming back. He already called me.
Yeah.
His dad already called me, says they booked me in for this week's. So he's coming back.
Excellent. Well, you guys do have a fully functional website. I looked through it myself as well. What's the address for it?
It's www.georginapaintball.com, and that'll have information on our pro shop. We run quarterly specials, so there'll be a downloadable PDF flyer there that has specials, and we usually run a mask, marker, tank. We usually have a special on paint and all the accessories as well for both the speedball and the scenario player. And then we also have a pretty substantial Facebook page as well, which we use pretty effectively to communicate all of our big games and events.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I for one have had an awesome day.
Excellent.
I'll certainly be back. I'm going to definitely get set up for that Canadian infection. I would love to see this field without all the snow.
Yeah.
And when I can feel my toes again. So, and thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure and an honor.
Excellent.
Deep.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you very much. This is Iceman from SAS Wooodsball. Don't forget to check out our website, saswoodsball.ca. Take care.